Weed management in lentils for Nepal. Weeds are a serious threat to your lentil crop by taking light, water, and nutrients away from the lentil plants. Controlling weeds before planting and early in the growing season is critical for good lentil yields. Weed control in lentil is best done within an integrated pest management or IPM approach that uses good farming practices and chemical control methods to economically control weeds. On average, weeds can reduce your yield by 20 to 30%, and in some cases, yield losses can be up to 90%. Hand weeding is a good way to control weeds. Weed by hand 20 to 25 days after sowing and again at 40 to 45 days after sowing. Hand weeding, although effective, is very labor intensive, so many farmers often use herbicides for weed control. Herbicide applications for weed control in lentil can be used in two ways. One way is to treat the field before the weed seed begins to grow. This is called pre-emergence. Or you can treat the field after the weeds are growing and you can see them. This is called post-emergence. The herbicide you will use will depend on which way you will treat your field. Some herbicides are used to kill broadleaf plants, some are used to kill grasses, and others are used to kill both. It is important that you understand the nature of your weed problem so that you can choose the right combination of herbicides to properly manage your weed problem. To control weeds before they begin to grow, apply a pre-emergence herbicide. As the name states, pre-emergent herbicides must be applied before the weed seeds germinate. There are also herbicides that can be used in both pre-emergence and post-emergence to control annual grasses and certain broadleaf weeds. Some of these herbicides, when used against broad-leafed weeds in post-rise lentils, result in yield increases of 26% and 20% over the manually weeded plots. Year after year, weed pressure can increase in your field. So, it is important to rotate your crops regularly. It is much easier to control weeds with herbicides when the weeds are small and just beginning to grow. For example, there are good herbicides that can be used as a pre-plow treatment in the fall or spring to control quackgrass. For post-rise lentil, pre-emergence application of herbicides in combination with hand weeding controls annual broadleafed and grassy weeds. This is accomplished with one hand weeding at 30 days after sowing and is found to be more effective in controlling weeds than herbicides alone in the Nepalganj region. Similarly, in the mid-hill and Tarai regions of Nepal, pre-emergence herbicides control broad-leaved weeds effectively. Pre-emergence application of herbicide increased seed yield by 95% and by 15% over the manually weeded plot. It is important when using herbicides to follow label directions, as misuse of herbicides can damage or kill your lentil plants. It is critical that you use the correct herbicide, mixed at the proper rate and applied at the correct time, doses and coverage. Do not spray herbicides on a windy day, as the wind may carry the herbicide to neighboring fields and damage other crops. Consult with your local seed store or agrovet for training on the selection, safe use and disposal of herbicides. Controlling weeds in your lentil field is one way to achieve higher yields and better profits for your family.